All right, what should we watch? Should we react to something? React content? Mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm not that spiritual, but I think the stream has some somewhat healing energy, low key. Yeah, say that one second. Let me say that again. So you're telling me Sneako ain't live, dude? Bro, lazy ass, dude. Bro's just a lazy ass.
All right. Have you got the feeling recently when you've been scrolling social media that you're being astroturfed? That like you aren't choosing the influencers and podcasters and like
No, I haven't actually. I've never thought this in my entire life. No,
the brands and the topics
no, I haven't. I thought everything was organic, dude.
that show up for you. You just are kind of a participant.
All right,
Like,
my
the media
mods. I need to mod
doesn't
somebody.
feel as real as it used to be. Everything just feels like it's just being served to you, and a lot of times you come across something that you didn't even choose or know about to select. Like if you feel like things are not quite real anymore,
I think Nick's audience will be Pair Enjoyer. All right, I'm gonna mod you. No, I'm not modding you. I'll mod Pair Enjoyer. Not Rabbi Dahlstein. That's too close to Rabbi Dalton. Why do you think Nick's audience will half? No, I don't think it'll half. I think it'll grow. Nick's problem is his audience is low quality. That's not his problem. Like he didn't create that. It's just by virtue of being popular. Like his audience is like it's becoming like a low status thing. Unfortunately, like it really is. Like it's the same thing with Clavicular. It's like Clavicular's audience is like low status. Because it's too popular. It's like the problem of being too popular is that people, all of a sudden dummies and morons are your fan. Me, I have smart people, high status smart people as my fans because I don't have many. And Nick's so popular, it's like it's like used as a slur. His audience. Now I think he'll be fine. I don't think he'll fall off, but his problem is it's he needs to figure out a way to make it like to express how much he hates you. He needs to find a way to express how much he hates his audience and how stupid he thinks they are. Because otherwise, they'll kill him like zombies.
this video is for you. Because if you understand this chart that we're going to go over today and all of the things I'm going to talk to you about, you're going to understand that content creation is a gamed system now. This is not clickbait. This is actually true. I'm going to go through step by step what is happening and how a person and a group of people can propel any influencer to high viewership, regardless of content quality. You can be the most uninteresting person ever, and you can still get boosted.
Bro, seems miserable. Look, they're all interesting, okay? I can't read any of these people, but they're all extremely... All these streamers are extremely interesting. Sneako, super interesting.
In algorithms. And it happens by tricking algorithms into featuring them. It's a guaranteed way to gain followers, and it's basically pay to win. So in this video, we're going to explain...
The quality of streamers has gotten worse. Dude, that's like saying like the quality of the dirt has gotten more dirty. It's like, bro, it's streamers. What are you looking for?
Step by step how it
Who
works.
else? Who's going to be talking to a camera for 9 hours every day for years?
We're going to go through some content that's in this system, and I will show you literally that you can promote anybody. You can promote anybody to the top in the world. It doesn't matter what their content is. What most people think about the creator economy and how it exists these days.
Yeah,
is
we need
no
Wendell and Bookcat and myself to get promoted by Kick.
longer true. Algorithms are being abused at a very high level. So let's break it down. Let's go through step by step how this works. And this image here is absolutely going to be our Bible for this discussion. When we look at this, you're seeing a month-long period. So I want you to note, like, this is 1 month. This is, as of the time of this recording, this is March to April. So just a few days ago, you can see our number one guy here, Clavicular, who you may have heard of. You may have been like, this guy just exploded. I see videos of him everywhere. What's going on? I never searched for this dude. What's happening? Has generated over 2.2 billion, with a B, billion views in a single month. He has 69,000 videos. That's short form videos across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube and X. 69,000 videos that are all about him. How is this possible? Well, he has 1,610 paid clippers that are working full time to put this stuff out on the internet. And likewise,
Yeah, dude, they're called goats. It's called being goated, bro. Another thing, this is how advertising works. Like, people who are like mad at this is the nature of advertising. This is the nature of how reality works. They're being promoted because they make money. They make money because they're being promoted, and it's like called a virtuous cycle, except it's not virtuous. But that's essentially what it is, and it's like that's how you make money. You do Facebook ads, you do Instagram ads, you make more money, you do more ads, and then you kind of get this funnel going. And they're really, that's how it works with content. That's how it works. You just it's like a positive churn rate. So you're making a ton of money, but you're also spending a ton of money.
You can see all of these other influencers who, to varying degrees, have the same thing going on. Here's Aiden Ross with 812 clippers. He has 11,000 videos.
The viscous cycle.
Accumulated about 714 million views. Now, this is the official clipping and kick partnership. This is them just releasing this information. This is not guessed upon data. This is like literally the platform that's doing it, showing you how this works. And we're going to break down exactly what is happening here.
The reason why it's all going to break down, though, is that I was showing you guys some stuff a few weeks ago. It's been a long time. I don't even know how long ago I showed you, but basically, there's going to be bots before you know it that will track based on how fast chat is going, clipping. Then the bots will watch the clip, create a caption from the clip, and post it. And once you can get something that works like that, now nobody needs to watch the stream. You can have 10,000 accounts that are all botted, right? They're all run by bots. They all do the clipping and they all share the clips. Now you don't need to pay anybody. Now that's literally just you pay one person, $5,000 a month, and they have this army of clipping accounts that are automatically doing stuff and have a big reach. And so everything is going to get centralized to like robots, and then everything's going to get so saturated that it's just the social media is going to get worse and worse than it is, which it's hard to believe. But everything is going to get even more and more saturated, and until the clips, people get sick of clips. Because in the old days, back when I was running Old Person Online, that account, like, it was images and it was GIFs in some videos. Now it's all just clips. And all that's automated, but like so there'll be something else. There'll be something else that catches people's eyes on the feeds or something. I don't know what it is, but because we have video, we have GIFs, and we have images, and we have text spam bots now. They're all automated. What is left? You know what I mean? There has to be some new form of, or if there's not, it could just all be a complete ecological collapse where people's recommended pages are just worthless.
And how these guys are tweaking the algorithm for this to work, because it's both fascinating and a little bit terrifying. All right.
Yo, the very first thing to understand about this, once you understand that this
is happening, and that there's like just a ton of paid clippers that are being paid quite literally to post these clips everywhere of just various types of content. The first thing we have to understand is that you start with a central Discord server. Now, there are other ways to do these campaigns, and there are platforms like Vero, which
this shit makes me happy. Well, you seem like a happy person, so everything for a happy person, everything makes them happy. It's called mental illness.
One of those has some association with Mr. Beast. They operate the same way, but as platforms. But for this video, I think the most interesting stuff that we're going to go over is actually just going to be
like the best bot to make right now is like opposition research bot. It basically just takes Kiwi Farms, just goes on Kiwi Farms, searches that person who's tweeting, looks through all the threads, downloads all the data, right? And then just has like gossip and hateful comments and like hater comments just ready to go in context, and just makes new roasts of the person and new context, and then just replies to their tweets or quote tweets them with like Kiwi Farms type like gossip, just constantly until like haters of that person finds that account and follow, and then do that to other bunch of people. That's like That's the way to go about it. That's how to make money. That's how to get, that's like the new meta is being a hater. Just being a hater of somebody and just A-logging them 24/7 with a robot that will just pull their kiwi farms and then extract something to make fun of them with and just respond to them.
The platforms. So you can see here, this is the largest clipping server, and you can see that they
call it the Josh bot.
Once you get into the clipping server, which I think has over like 20
the Moon Shroom, the Josh bot,
or 30,000 people in it, you can say, hey, you're just a few steps away from getting paid for post content. Here's how you get started. You can just go browse the campaigns, and you can go see that you can apply for Kick Streaming clipping program, which we're going to talk about a little bit later as it relates to this. So you can just get paid by joining one of these servers, no problem. And here is exactly how these campaigns work step by step. Each campaign is going to be one influencer or a podcaster or a brand. Typically, like for the purposes of this video, we're going to be talking about live streamers, but this is being done for, I sat in these Discord servers, the invite only ones, and as well as like the public ones for the past like 3 weeks before making this video. Bro. And it shot pretty much every major podcaster or like brand that you've heard of has had a campaign in these Discord servers in the time that I was sitting in them. And we're going to go over it, but like specific clips and specific moments that they want featured as well are also featured. So like it's a totally game system. Like there's just everybody's just doing paid clips that's popular whatsoever.
Are you adding advertising TikTok on your hat, or is that come? I am advertising TikTok on my hat.
Starting with the CPM system.
I'm getting paid by TikTok.
Typically, when we think about platforms, these are all going to be
short
form mostly.
By
so
TikTok,
this is going to be clips of this person's like long form. So when I say long form, I mean like a podcaster makes a video that's like 2 hours, and then these paid clippers will go through. They'll select 50 to 30-second videos, 30 to 60-second video parts, or like 2-minute parts that they think are interesting, and then they will post those clips on these 3 platforms. There's a little bit of this done on X. It kind of depends. Every campaign is a little bit different.
Game system, bro. It is the system. Yeah, it's true. Honestly,
these 3 platforms. The way that you get paid is you have what's called a flat CPM. So a CPM is just the amount that you make for 1,000 views. And these will usually be between about 10 cents to 40 cents, but I've seen ones that are as high as about $2 to $3. So every campaign has a like payout. And you can see here, I'll pull up one just so you can kind of see like how it looks.
Is Chief Trumpster?
This is a campaign.
Is Chief Trumpster in the payout? Damn. Make money by posting clips of Caleb Hammer. Is that what that Paul guy is doing on Twitter? He's just posting Caleb Hammer videos and baiting right wingers and making money on that? That's crazy, dude.
For Caleb Hammer, and you may be seeing a lot of his clips, and this is a separate Discord server that's been created. You can see the payout for Caleb is 75 cents per 1,000 views, that there's a minimum view required for payout, and that there's a payment method, and it shows you the platforms that it wants you to post on. So you can post on TikTok, you post on Instagram, you can post on Twitter, you can post on X in this case. So there's an example of like a pretty prominent podcaster. Now either it's his agency paying for this or it's him, I don't know, right? But he's
my Nick Fuentes clips get millions of views and Nick never pays me. Yeah, you're gonna want to do clipping for like gambling streamers if you want easy money.
System that he's running. So this is an example of like a single campaign that's being run right now. Like this is something that I pulled just a couple of days ago. Okay, so they're offering a flat CPM of 75 cents per 1,000 views. And in this case, it's going to be 75 cents. I've seen like, again, like $2, $3. Most of these are like 10 to like 50 cents or so. You'll notice on that screenshot that I linked you that there was a minimum view payout threshold. So what does that mean? That means that you can't have this campaign. You don't get paid if you don't have 100,000 views. Now, that's not per clip though. So what if we just like put the payment details over here for a second? The 100,000 views means the aggregate of you as an individual. So if you have 2 or 3 clips that get, let's say you have 3 clips that get 30,000 views each, you do not get paid.
Ooh.
But if you have 3 clips that get 30,000 views and then 1 clip that gets 10,000, you get paid on the whole 100,000. So there's just that's what they mean by minimum payout. So most of these people are creating, for these campaigns, they're creating like 50 to 100 different clips across multiple different accounts in order to reach this payment threshold, and then they get paid based on the on the CPM that was stated. There are also bounties and bonuses. So these show up in a lot of individual clipping campaigns, and you can see here we have a bounty for Pirate Software. Again, I don't know who sponsored this. I'm just showing you what's here. So here's Pirate Software. It says here that this is a payment of $3,000 per million views, which is a multiplier, $300 for 100,000 views, and $3,000 for 1 million views. This is in an invite-only Discord server, so this is not associated with the other Discord server that I've shown. This is a secret Discord server because I think they're a little bit more careful when they're trying to promote individual clips and influencers, just from getting people to know about how this works. But you can't hide from Devin Nash. No, sir. So this is
no, sir.
Pirate Software
No,
gives his
sirree.
thoughts on the recent changes to Kick. And there's requirements. Post the image below. All platforms are allowed, so they'll allow TikTok, Reels, they'll let in everything. And then there's like a command associated with it. But this is basically just a clip of like Pirate Software talking about Kick, and whoever wanted this promoted is paying for it to be promoted. So sometimes there's bounties, and sometimes you get paid quite a bit for those. Now, next, the campaigns.
What is even the news that people make money from posting clips? I think people are just shocked at the scale of it. Like people, the thing is, people don't really get like the distribution. I think it's called the Pareto distribution or whatever. Where it's like these people are making millions of dollars. Like, so there's a ton of money. There's a ton of money going into like trying to make you super successful. Like you're trying to sell things. You're selling yourself, right? The people who are high performing are like there's a ton of money behind them to the degree of millions of dollars to spam your feed, which, you know, it is how it is, but it's kind of messed up when it's like that's how it works and that's how your For You page is like structured. And so by virtue of doing that, you're just basically plastering ads everywhere. They're not shown as ads, right? They're not shown as promoted content. It should be, honestly, it's actually should be, I think it's an FCC violation. Like, it should actually be technically illegal to get paid to promote something without disclosing that you are a clipper. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's actually illegal to do that. Now, that's one of those things that are never enforced, but technically, I think it should actually technically be illegal. The problem with that is even if it's illegal in America, it's not illegal in Mexico, right? So then, you know, just say it was enforced in America, you would just have other people doing it, people from India, people from Mexico, people from China, Russia, whatever. So it wouldn't stop it at all.
Usually have a maximum cap. So we were not seeing that in the previous ones that I'm showing you, but oftentimes the campaigns cap at like $10,000 to $20,000, at which point they shut off. And to be clear, I don't think that the servers that are doing this are scammy about this. Like you might think, oh, like they cap it at $10,000, then they don't tell anybody that everybody else that creates clips, like there's a bunch of free clips that are done. In my experience, like looking at this stuff and doing all this research and studying it, there isn't really a situation like that. Like there's a pretty clear progress bar to indicate when the cap has been reached and when you don't make money from clipping anymore. In most of these cases, I haven't really seen a lot of like black hat marketing in that direction. Just to give credit where credit's due, like my interest is in honest information. I'm not trying to make a value judgment here. There'll be plenty of that later.
So basically, there's like $10 million in my computer, and I just need to press the right buttons to get it out. Dude, there's infinite money in your computer. You just gotta press the right buttons.
And just for you to decide. So I didn't see that here. Most of this stuff is very well put together. I mean, by like pretty elite operators. And it seems to be pretty above board. I mean, the Clippers get paid, and they get paid a base CPM, which you saw from Caleb's campaign that I listed here. And then
how much money have you paid out to Dark Brown Swan? $1,000. That's why I'm waiting for $1,000 sent to me today. Manifested.
Also get to keep the RPM, which means like the money the platform itself pays you. So you get both the CPM, which is like the 75 cents per 1,000 that gets paid out through the campaign, and then you also get to earn whatever the YouTube short.
X is a broken site. Who even knows what the goals are? I think X is just like keeping both sides occupied of like the proletariat, essentially, like keeping like the slave caste busy. And the way to do that is before Elon Musk, it was very left wing. It was obviously a very left wing site where it was like making them, you know, the left wing was like running everything. Everyone loved the left wing. And now it's like a right wing site, so that way right wingers aren't disenfranchised. Because if people get too disenfranchised, they become Mormon, and they just go off and do crazy things and that's the government's problem. But if you keep people both on the left and the right kind of like at odds with each other, and you can, it's not like a thing that can not stop happening. Like if you can control that properly, you can basically just like never worry about it, because eventually Twitter will be left wing again. They'll ban everybody, and it'll be taken over by left wing people, and then eventually it'll go back right wing. And that way you just have people yelling at each other.
Mr. Beast sent $5. Hey Paul, it's me, Mr. Beast. I was wondering if you wanted to give me $100,000
Again,
to hydrate
dude?
African children. Think of all the little black boys and girls you could nourish with a little donation.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send you hit your cash app. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that again because I support black children. I care about black children, and I want to give them water. So yeah, I'll send you $100,000.
Revenue just off of the platform. So this ends up being a pretty good deal for like second and third world people, which are kind of the majority of people that are participating in this system. You can end up probably getting like an RPM of like maybe like $1.50 to $2 an hour, and for like first world or Americans or people like that, you know.
Mr. Beast sent $5. Hey Paul, it's me, Mr. Beast.
Hey, buddy.
I was wondering if you wanted to give me $100,000 to hydrate
I'll just
African
send you.
children.
I just sent you
Think of all the
$100,000,
little
dude.
black boys and girls you could nourish with a little donation.
I sent you $100,000. I'll send you another $100,000. Thank you. And yeah, I'll send it to you right away. I'll just hit the Cash App again.
That's going to probably translate to about like $300 or $400 a month. Like obviously the work that you put in, you get more. But for people in less advantaged countries that are getting paid that can be very notable. And it's worth noting also that although I didn't post it in my research here, all of these payments that I saw, literally all of them are in USDT. So they're paid via cryptocurrency. You're paid out via cryptocurrency. I guess in this case, this is a PayPal payment, so it might just be a direct payment. But almost all the campaigns I saw are paid out via USDT. So that's a cryptocurrency that's tethered to the dollar. So that's notable because I think that's very favorable to third world and second world countries. Okay, so let's take a person like Clavicular that we were talking about before, and you've got the 2.2 billion views.
Hating ass, mad that Clavicular is on top of the world. Hating ass. Seething millennial.
On top of 70,000 clips.
Seething, busted, chopped millennial. Unlike us, young, exciting zooms.
Like, how expensive is this campaign to run? Like, how crazy are we talking here? Well, it's going to be about 31,700.
Let's get it. Let's do a donation. We're trying to get up to 555 subs. So we just need 100 more subs. Somebody donate 100 more subs, and we will then still not be at the goal. We just need to get 216 subs. So if someone can donate 216 subs, that'll be good. Thank you.
Because we're just taking the 2.2 billion and we're dividing it by the 70,000. And you get paid if you aggregate 100,000 views. You don't get paid if your total clips are below that. So there will be some percentage of people that just don't get paid, but I think the majority do. But let's say that like in a situation, just to give you an idea, where even like in a crazy number where like 70% of the views are free, which I think is probably closer to like 20% or 30%.
Did you guys see that Mitchell Jackson, which is the PR guy for Clavicular, is leaving? He's leaving the scene unless Clavicular goes to rehab. Which I think that's just a way for him to like dip out. He probably got paid really well, and he probably is set up for somebody else. And by saying he's leaving, he's basically putting his name out there as hey, I'm ready to go for somebody else, and he probably will get a crazy. So he's probably gotten crazy deals to promote people.
The math on it is it would cost $666,371 a month even at $1 CPM, just to run Clav's campaign alone, not even considering all of these other people.
That's crazy,
so,
dude. 666,000.
Literally,
do you think Clavicular is the Antichrist, dude?
hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars are being spent every month to do this. So who's doing it? Who's paying for this? Right? That to me is one of the most interesting parts, because a couple of things, right? Number one, there are not many people that can set up campaigns like this. We're talking like management of hundreds of people, and
Crazy Sneeko has a clipper too, dude.
like this is elite operator marketer stuff. This is not like the streamers. Okay. Very few of these streamers are running these campaigns themselves. There are people that are doing it. Like there are streamers that are running these campaigns themselves, like to lesser degrees. And I mean, you could also just have 3 people in your Discord do clips for you, and you could run a campaign like this yourself. But when I'm talking about these big Discord operations, these are being funded. And it's really interesting to see who is actually funding them and what is actually going on here. Because with respect to the streamers, I don't think that most streamers are really business oriented. That's just been my experience being a top talent manager for many years. I don't think that, and now I'm an agent on the brand side. I've worked with thousands of influencers.
Ugly ass LARPer.
Great entertainers, mostly not the sharpest tools in the shed when it comes to business, with a few exceptions. So they're not going to run campaigns like this. Who is running these campaigns? Well, let's go back to our friend Clavicular and see what he says about it. In this clip.
Yes, see.
One of the fastest come-ups in streaming. Absolutely.
Why do you think you're the fastest growing creator in the world right now?
I think I have a lot of strategies that are good for viral clipping engagement. I think Kick has helped push me a lot with their clipping budget. So, over 6 figures a month.
So Kick, over 6 figures a month.
And that campaign have been going towards pushing me out there to know audiences, because on Kick, there's not really a lot of growth, right? There's not as many users as Twitch, so people aren't organically coming across your streams. So they kind of have to incentivize people to stream on that platform in other ways. And one of the ways I go about it is with the Kick clipping program, where there's like a $20 or $30 CPM, and that kind of incentivizes people.
For the $20 and $30 CPM, he's referring to bounties, the system that we referred to before. The actual CPMs are much lower, but everything else he said is true. So that's right. The primary way that all this is being funded is that Kick is literally paying for it, the platform. So the streaming platform Kick is quite literally paying for all of this. They are paying to the tune of actually.
So that's why the KCIP is going down, dude.
Do this. Now you might say, why? Do they really love their streamers so much that they just want to feature their broadcasters? Well, I mean, that's like a part of it. But there's a couple more interesting things that are going on. So let's talk about the Kick funnel and what is happening. Now, you astute observer, you deep analysis person, you may have noticed a particular line right here. Now, this is the public discoursing. This is the public Discord for the clipping. Like if you want to start with clipping, you come here. But what if you want to be one of these Kick clippers? Well, you have to get into the Kick specific program, and there is an application once you've been established to get into that. That's the funnel. So you start in the free place, and then you eventually get into these invite only places where all of the secrets go, and the invite-only places where all the secrets go are quite interesting, okay?
Because let's get the secrets.
I mean, we can't possibly know what goes on there because they're invite-only, and no one would ever invite me.
Oh.
Or would they? Okay.
Oh,
so,
bro, really got into the secret Discord.
I did some
grown-ass man talking about getting into the secret Discord. Bro's about to lose his mind. Why does he look like Patrick Casey? He's like Patrick Casey who had to lose his mind about being invited to the secret Clipper Discord.
Underground journalism, got into a couple of these servers, and you can see here as the overlay guide. Let's read this. Please use the examples below to make sure the Kick logo and watermark placement is correct on all clips. The Kick overlay should always be clearly visible.
Yeah, that's a big
placed
tell.
so that it can be properly seen at all times. Make sure the overlay is sized and placed exactly in this guide before submitting. It must stay visible at all times, must remain clear or obstructed at all times, sized and placed to fit your clip exactly as shown in this guide. Some UI stuff here. Follow the examples. Incorrect logo placement may result in your clip being rejected. AKA, very important right there. That's kind of the key thing to focus on. If you do not put the Kick logo, as seen right here, onto your clips, you do not get paid. So every one of these multiple billions of views has that Kick logo square right into the right in the bottom for the entire duration of the video, and every one of the clippers is doing that. That is why Kick is doing this. You must have the Kick banner on every clip. If you mess it up, there's no pay whatsoever. How are these influencers by Kick being chosen? I can't figure that out. I've gotten a lot of different people kind of like weighing in on that. Nearest I can tell, it's basically who you know at Kick. Now, they like technically offer this program via the Kick partner program, the KPP they call it. They offer it to any Kick partner, and I'm actually pretty confident that if you were a Kick partner, you could probably message somebody like some staff member and be like, hey, I want to be in on this, and you could probably do it. And I think to some degree they would feature you. But like, what determines that like these people get like featured over like these people? I think it's arbitrary. And also just that some of these people have like Clavicular like also just did really well when it comes to like the way that he gets viewership. It just worked. Like it actually helped him go viral, and a lot of the stuff that he did like went viral on its own once it got featured everywhere. So I think there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on with the Kick stuff. And it's
this guy needs to take his meds.
It's a little bit iffy.
Bro, psychotic. He needs to take his
literally
meds
spending millions of dollars, like actually
take your
millions
meds,
of dollars
man.
per month to promote broadcasters, and then they're also paying them on the back end through the partner program as well.
They ask Top
And
Secret
simultaneously, they're
Ultron
doing
if
this
they would
as a
get
marketing
popular.
strategy to bring people to Kick. So this is a different approach. From like to understand this, we've got to kind of go back in time a little bit, and we have to understand how Twitch, the main live streaming website that has most of the viewers right now. Well, YouTube now has all those viewers, but it used to have a lot of the viewers. Their marketing strategy in 2015-ish, like 2012, this started. We'll talk about like the Twitch marketing strategy. Their marketing strategy was to pay streamers individually to stream on the platform, and they got bonuses based on how many viewers they had and like how many hours they streamed. And like the Twitch way of doing this was to offer contracts to streamers for flat rates plus like minimum guarantees and bonuses, with the idea of keeping them on the platform. This was an exclusive thing. Kick actually doesn't care about if you're like exclusive most of the time or not, except for their like very top people. So the marketing strategy that Twitch used to use was to pay before they ran out of money, and like Amazon basically cut their budget. I mean, they're a ghost ship now, right? But before they basically cut their budget, this was how Twitch operated. So Kick has looked at this, and Kick has said, you know what? We want.
Yeah, he opened the club yesterday. I mean, he's like a kid, so I don't know. I think whoever he's in with is probably actually running it, and he's just the face of it. And he probably has like 20% ownership or 50% ownership or something, maybe 40% ownership. Yeah, I think he's just like the face of it, honestly. I would bet money on that.
Route. And they're using a playbook that they used at Stake. Stake is the kind of partner company to Kick. I know they don't like that they don't like that association, but I mean, like, when I was on the podcast
that's my take too, dude. That makes the most sense to me.
To me, it's like if your executives are cross-sectional decision makers on each like. If you have an executive, you have a CMO, and the CMO makes decisions for both Stake and both Kick, like they're associated companies. That's it, right? Like, and when I talked to Eddie, the owner of Kick, who was very charitable to me, honestly, on the podcast, he was very transparent about that. So look, to me, it's like it's an associated company. Stake had the playbook. You might have seen this even if you're a pretty savvy social media person. You might remember when you were seeing like Stake logos all over the place across like all social media. That's just this playbook, right? Like this is people getting paid to post Stake logos everywhere. They took that playbook and they optimized it and they put it out there for Kick. And this has a dual purpose of like, one, it blows the streamers up, so it markets them, and number two, it obviously brings people to the website, because 2.2 billion people are seeing the Kick logo, and some of them, like some very small percentage, are going to go to Kick and check it out.
Never stopped doing content with Cookie King. The Cookie King, who's Cookie King, bro? How are you going to be a king of a cookie, dude? Just eat it.
and this is going to boost their live viewership as well. So like on YouTube Shorts and like TikToks and Reels and stuff, the conversions are bad, like percentage wise. Like you might, it's like 0.0001%. But it doesn't matter if you have 2 billion views and like the aggregated views of all these people are way more. You're going to have some people come to your website. Now, look. I'm a marketer, okay? I'm a brand agency owner. This is smart marketing. Like from their perspective, like whatever you might think about the ethics of it, and you're well within your rights to think about the ethics and the morals of this. But like that's like I'm here to just present the information. I gotta say though, like from a perspective of like what Twitch did, which is like, okay, we've got to grow our website somehow. Like we could pay streamers millions of dollars to stay on the platform, and then we are making those streamers responsible for their own growth. So all the OGs that got the contracts and got paid on Twitch, they all had to solve the growth problem themselves. Like bringing viewers to the website was up to them. But Kick is saying, no,
BMI,
we are actually going to
10%.
do this for you, and we're going to bring people to the website, and this is where our marketing budget is going to go. So they're spending tens of millions of dollars because this is understanding that this is a ecosystem that feeds them. That's why this exists. Okay, Kick would not be paying this kind of money if they didn't want to actually build the platform. So like, from the perspective of a pure marketing perspective, this is a superior marketing strategy than what Twitch did. It just is. Like they're taking the growth into their own hands. They're getting views on they're getting way more views. Like when Twitch paid people to put money in, to get money
yeah, they
streamers,
scaled Hustlers University. That's true, actually.
Economy, and
Yeah, they basically just took the Andrew Tate playbook. They just literally took the Andrew Tate Hustlers University playbook and just scaled it to an entire website.
Made a lot of money off of it. There were people like Shroud and made millions of dollars off that kind of stuff. A lot of people that got paid contracts, all those top streamers, Pokimane, all those people, like they did really well back when they were paying contracts. But Twitch was basically paying them to and then saying you're responsible for your own growth, and like we hope that works out. Meanwhile, Kick says no, we're gonna blast ourselves everywhere, and then we're also gonna boost these streamers as a side effect. So like from a pure marketing perspective, like dude, like you gotta look at the hustle across billions and billions of views. It's actually a lot of impressions. So I think though that what we need to talk about next is kind of the darker side of it. We need to go over like why exactly this works and like what this is doing to the algorithm, what this might mean for like the future of content. And I think how this is tricking algorithms, and like I think we need to like go into like a little bit of the darker side, that kind of stuff being said. So before we do that, that's right. We've got the secret call out 2440. 2440. Please post in the comments down below. I don't really do this stuff because I'm mostly on the business side, so I don't have anything to like really sell you. But if you did want to support me, oh my gosh, it would is disappear. And I post a day nowhere. I got sales, everything, and then there's a higher tier if you want to join it, which and it's really cool. Consulting, there's a link down below. 440. Thank you guys for supporting this, and let's get on
I'm a cool
to
jock.
why
That's right.
this abuses the algorithm and why this works.
I'm good.
Section 5, which I think is kind of the most interesting section. I think this is like this is kind of the meat of it. So let's kind of talk about the like first principles logic of like how platforms think about things, and to understand that this used to be different. Like it used to be that kind of Instagram had their own way of doing this, Facebook had their own way of doing this, and then YouTube kind of just broke the mold. And YouTube was like, oh, we just like straight up figured it out. And then like pretty much everybody copied them. Then TikTok came along and said, okay, we're going to use that system, but we're going to figure it out for short form. So we're going to take 7 to 60 second videos instead of your 8 to 15 minute videos. And we're going to make these into, we're going to make these popular. And the whole idea of an algorithm is it's simply to orient an audience towards videos that they want to see. So one of the major signals for doing that is, and just deciding that content is important in general, is like the number of people they're talking about. So think about like if a news topic, like let's say something like a big presidential thing happens, or there's like big news in the world, a big volcano erupts or something. A wizard comes along and erupts a volcano through sheer willpower and intent alone. How do we like hear about that? And like, how does an algorithm know that that's important? Well, a big part of it is just volume. Like a bunch of people saw the volcano blow up, and a bunch of people that didn't see the volcano blow up want to talk about the volcano blowing up. And a bunch of analysts who are volcano specialists want to come in and talk about the optics of the volcano blowing up. So what happens? Well, there's a lot of volume, right? There's a lot of like, suddenly there's just like a bunch of clips and there's a bunch of information. There's a bunch of different people talking about that form of content. And now the algorithm goes, oh, that's important. So we need to feature that. So the algorithm says, everybody wants to talk about the volcano. I'm going to push the volcano. So imagine what kind of signal it sends when you have 550,000 clips in a month, in 30 days, talking about this guy. The algorithm just goes, this is the most important person in the world. This guy wants everybody to talk about him. So if you've like had that experience of like, you just like open anywhere and you're like, it's like clavicular. You're like, what is Looksmack? I don't even care about this guy. I never even Googled anything like this. What is happening? It's because the algorithm is actually
Men be wearing skinny jeans and women be wearing baggy jeans. WTF? That's true, dude. Good point.
Tricked. Like I promised you, this is not
a
a
world
bait video.
satanic
Like, this is
inversion.
actually a game system. They are uploading so many clips and the volume is so much that it's just telling the algorithm, hey, you should talk about this person nonstop. He's blowing up. This is the most important thing in the world. So what is so crazy about this, and this is the nuttiest thing about this video, like, it's just not an exaggeration that content creation isn't about being interesting or engaging anymore. Like the previous type of content creation where you had to like have like a personality, and like I'm not saying that like some of these creators don't have these personalities. It's subjective, right? Like what is good content and what isn't is like a very subjective thing.
Neon should be top. It should be go Neon, Asmongold, XQC, Neon again, Aiden Ross. Also, Sneaka should be up there with Neon, and then everybody else. Who cares? Cheeser fell off, dude.
But I will tell you, like, I guess subjectively, in my opinion, that a lot of the people on this list are boring as hell, and you might agree with that, or they're just outright just like not like kind of like skeezy type of people, right? Like some of them are great, but like some of them are legitimately just boring as hell. Doesn't matter. You have 70,000 clips. You go anywhere you want. It's just not going to make a difference what your content is, and that kind of fundamentally undermines like the whole purpose of like what content creation is. Like, content creation was kind of a voting system. It was kind of like, oh, like, we think this guy like Mark Rober is interesting, so we're gonna like watch his video, and then everyone's like, yay, that video is gonna do well, and then Mark Rober's like, wow, I got rewarded for that, I'll make more videos, and like so the cycle goes. But now the algorithm will just pick up anybody, no matter how uninteresting or how boring, at this volume, and it's just going to push it no matter what, because it's taught that the sheer volume of posts about the same thing.
These are more like Cracker.
Important.
Hey,
so
come on, no racial slurs in this chat, dude.
Like this is where we get into
we're trying to get tapped into the Kick algorithm and get pushed. We're trying to get to the front page. We're trying to get pushed. We're trying to become celebrities on Kick, bro. We're trying to become celebrities on Kick. So first, I need to get a wig. ASAP, because they ain't promoting my bald ass, I'll tell you that. They ain't gonna promote my bald ass. Look at the list. One thing you'll notice about all the people on the list, they all have full head of hair. So take from that what you will. But every single person on that list has hair. There's no bald people on that Kick list. So, coincidence?
Wait, you are not even choosing the content that you watch anymore. The algorithm by volume and these
now it's just bald people aren't even allowed to get famous. That's how like gynocentric this reality is. If you're bald, you're not even allowed to get promoted by Kick anymore. You're only if you're PSL, a PSL god, and you have a full head of hair, and you're over 6'3", are you allowed to even get 1,000 views on Kick?
Campaigns are quite literally choosing it for you. It doesn't matter how you participate. It doesn't matter if you click not interested or whatever. It doesn't matter.
Bald dudes are not even human. Yeah, exactly. See, even my chat, they don't even realize. They hate bald people so much they don't even realize I'm bald.
You can't not interested yourself.
They like bald people. They hate me. They hate bald people so much and like me so much that they're mentally pretending I have hair. They're mentally in the thinking that I am somebody with hair. because they hate bald people so much that somebody they like couldn't possibly be bald.
He's coming. He's coming. And it was some Kick executive that decided that for you, right? Like it's not.
Think about that for a second.
Organically blew up by
think about that for a second.
By engagement, by likes, by and that's that sort of thing. There's an aspect of that. Right, like there's a part of that that's true.
Like Geralt's bald. He couldn't even start his career as a streamer now, despite being funny, charismatic as hell, a genius, have the best takes I've ever heard from anybody. He could never make it on Kick because he's bald. 6'6", jacked, looks like Dwayne the Rock Johnson, but he's all natty. He doesn't even take steroids. Genius level IQ, Patrick Casey level IQ, Sneeko level IQ, hilarious, not problematic at all, not even a pedophile like most of my chat. He couldn't even be promoted because he's bald. He wouldn't make it. That's how gynocentric reality is at this point.
Up because somebody decided, or somebody gave a lot of money to somebody and said, "Hey, we're gonna pay for 69,000 views and 2,000 people full time to just literally spam social media with all of this stuff." And that's also why, like that what that also does is that drives down the quality.
It's like this guy's like the Patrick Casey good ending. This is like the Patrick Casey who became successful. Patrick Casey that actually made it. So we're going to give him an upvote. In honor of Patrick Casey, we're going to subscribe. Because this is like if Patrick Casey was smart and successful.
As well. Because if there have already been 51,775 clips submitted, and then you watch the 51,776th one, it doesn't have to be interesting content. Like it's your lived experience is you just watch a bad clip, but because the algorithm had 50,000 videos before it, it was just like, no, he's gonna like this, and you're like, I don't really like this, and it's like you do like it, you have to like it. 50,000 people, other videos said that it's there. You better like it right now. Here's another one. You don't like that one? Take this one. God. And now you're just like, like leave me alone, like, right? Like, so we are no longer in social media. Nothing you do is social media. Social media is like, you go on Discord and say hello to your friend. Discord is the most social media we have now. Like, there's like, when's the last time you went on Twitter and you talked to your friend? It never happens, right? Like, you're talking to the people that.
I talk to Clavicular every time I go on Twitter. I just reply to Clavicular tweets. Say, yo, let's link. Yo, collab? Question mark. Yo, can I stop by? I'm a head over if that's okay. But I haven't gotten any responses yet. I think the spam filter's hiding them from the link with Clavicular. So, yo, I'm gonna hit you. Let me hit you up. Yo, hit me up, bro. Yo, let's talk. Let's meet. Let's collab. No responses.
And you're consuming the topics that the algorithm says that you should consume. The content that you watch isn't even stuff that you choose.
Yo, bro, you're going wrong. I got a USB stick for you, dude. I keep offering him a USB stick with information with my books on them about life. But for some reason, he refuses to take my USB sticks with all the information about how to live his life. I don't understand.
Anymore. The interests that you have are no longer social. It's not.
I keep offering him life guides with the PDFs.
It's algorithm media. It's interest media. I would say is a better word for social media now. Like, I don't think like social media is even the proper word for it anymore.
You know what I would say what I would say to Clavicular if I met him today? Nothing. I listened to what he had to say, and that's what no one did.
Different thing. So, like, you're not even choosing the content you watch anymore, man. It's crazy. So what do we do about it? Right? Like, last section. I mean, like, what to do if there is anything to be done. But just a couple of like observations and commentary from, you know, your friend, the marketer, Devin Nash. Well, we are now in a so I read this, like, it just so happened I made this post on X. It was about this before I made this video, and like the post on X as twitter.com/Devin Nash. I post like really long form analysis on stuff there. And
I'm 2 weeks out from my X account being deleted. Do I reactivate? Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's good. It's worth having an X account. Like, I would have it private though. I would private your account. Unless you have no followers, then keep your account. But privating an account is so like the move. 100% is the move. It's because like everybody who's public is mentally ill. Like everyone who's private, a lot of them are mentally ill too. But everybody who's public is like they want to dunk on you. They want to reply so they can go viral. Where it's like with me, now that I'm private, my account's been private for so long. Like nobody, you know, if somebody replies to me, it's not gonna be somebody trying to like make a point. Usually, because there's no virality, there's no quote tweeting, there's nothing like that. I think honestly, quote tweeting is what ruined Twitter, if I had to guess. In terms of like because quote tweeting, it used to be that people would argue in replies, but then quote tweeting was like it's not arguing now, it's just mocking. So now it's like just being rude. Quote tweeting I think was what really made it where it's like, look, I'm making fun of this person. Not even like I'm going to argue with this person. It's like I'm making fun of a person. And so it became very yeah, I think look at this dummy essentially.
Really the same day this guy came out with like, I'm not saying he just like wrote this himself. I think it was just like total coincidence that he came out at the same time. Never heard of this dude. Doesn't even follow me, I guess. But he put this thing out there called the Quipping Economy, and it basically concludes the same thing that I'm telling you right now, which is like, man, quips are taking over like a lot of the attention economy. There's some very weird stuff in this article. I mean, like basically what he's saying is we've now moved from like a content economy to like the way that it was before to like now everything's just clips. And there's some stuff in here that's like a little bit questionable, like this graph, for example, where you see here it says
bullying is a lost art. No. It's not a lost art. It's just people on Twitter are not bullies. People on Twitter are people who get bullied. Frank Castle's a bully, right? That's like an actual bully. Somebody like Frank Castle. But like the people who pretend to be bullies, they're not bullies. They're just weirdos pretending to be like cool. Like the Ed Zitron guy, it's like, dude, you're not cool. You're just a weird little freak.
Viewership versus clip viewership. So you can take a person like Hassan Piker who averages about
bullying is very specific
viewers live, and then it says like in the same amount of time for April, he's already gotten 700,000 views on his content, his long and short form content. This is disingenuous. The person that wrote this article, well, I think they should keep doing work because they write interesting things, and I just encourage everybody to write interesting things. They're probably not in this field in the same way. So this, for example, is not correct, right? This is a false equivalence because Hassan might have 33,000 viewers at one given time. So when you go on his stream, you see, oh, he has 33,000 viewers, but that represents a snapshot in time. There is, in fact, like a churn, and the churn is
I
going
bullied
quite
Warzer and he
quickly.
blocked me.
So
No,
at
that's
the
just
end
being
of his
rude.
stream-
Like that's what people don't understand between bullying and being rude. Like being rude is not the same as bullying. People think being like rude and being annoying is the same as bullying. It's not. But I can't explain it to you. You guys, only a few of you guys in chat really know. Geralt knows. Jeffy knows. Paparino, Yub Kick, Ignaticism, 10-inch Hero.
Will actually represent
Reginald.
a viewership of much higher. The number will be way closer to this number. Also,
But yeah, don't be a bully.
that
Let's be
32,000
nice.
viewers is just counting like one stream. He streams
Just be
every
nice to
single
people.
day.
Who cares?
For tons of people. So in reality, his like total live streaming exposure, and that's most likely true for clavicular as well. Why did he have to choose that name? It's so hard to say. The viewership is actually equal. So this is like not a very good representation of this this concept. You can't like really pay attention to this. This is kind of like a critical mistake with this article. But the foundation of it, which is like the clip economy is big and it's being gamed, that's good, and I think that's true. I think like a much better way to sort of interpret this is just to see this here, just to get an idea of like, okay, well, these are like all the views that just Kick is doing that show how much of like your social media experience, your interest media experience is being dictated by this. So I do agree that we're in a clipping economy. And in my post on X, I ended up saying at the end, like my conclusion here was straight up like wherever you stand on it, streaming, live
bullying
streaming,
people being fat is not
creation in
rude.
general,
It's just a waste of time. It's like you think your time is worth the same as a fatty's. Like, you think you're placing your value of like your life and your breaths as the same as a fat moron? Give me a break, bro. You should be bullied for that. You should be bullied if you want to bully like a fat person. So you're basically saying your time has the same value as a disgusting obese person.
Just a much more gamed ecosystem now, and it will remain so. There is no way to really police this behavior.
The fat people should bully
hijacks
you.
The algorithm, like we talked about how the algorithm kind of perceives like importance. I guess you could have like individual employees at these companies like ban the individual people, but it would be like very weird and like very hard to do. So there's no, so like live streaming, like streaming as relates to Kick, and it's just kind of a gamed ecosystem. Like there will be very few broadcasters that come up in the next few years that aren't utilizing this strategy. Now, notably, there are broadcasters that are coming up not utilizing it. I think the biggest example of the one is the video that I did before this, which was an analysis on the Burnt Peanut. And the Burnt Peanut is a person who is, to my knowledge, not using that clipping service yet. He's doing a couple other tricks. Not like, for example, he has a 24/7 stream online, so he hosts the 24/7 stream when he goes offline. The 24/7 stream then hosts him when he goes online. So that's
a nice
is kind
move.
of that's set up by his agency. They're real smart guys.
The Burnt Peanut is an
a lot of the top
agency,
streamers
dude.
do that now.
That's crazy. That's actually insane. The Burnt Peanut has an agency, dude. That's where we're at in this society. Is the Burnt Peanuts agency.
To not churn viewers, so that the AFK viewers like sit at the bottom of that stream, and then they kind of continuously rehost themselves. So you might have an AFK viewer for like 4
Bro's
days.
got
that
an
still counts as
agency and
viewer,
I don't.
right?
That's
'Cause he
crazy.
just left his
Good for
computer on
him.
or something, or left his TV on. So there's a little bit of that, but like Burnt Peanut's not gaming that system, and he's like the biggest streamer on Twitch right now. So it's like there are people that can still come up by not utilizing this, but it's like it's like climbing up a mountain of ice without the little ice picks. Like sure, there's like some guy that might be able to like dig his hands in and just like
Dig his little peanut hands in.
overall, like you're gonna have to utilize this system to be competitive, which kind of sucks. I think. I mean that's kind of iffy. I also think so. We're talking about like overall concepts. So we're now in the clipping economy. That was like number one. We are now in the clipping economy, and like for that, I agree, and I think it's gonna stay that way for the foreseeable future. Now, somebody in my comments, you smart guy, you mentioned that it is possible that LLMs get advanced enough that they can kind of detect this behavior. And then as a result, they're kind of added into algorithms and they suppress it down. I don't know. It would be hard to differentiate between like an actual viral topic and one that's being farmed just by the way this works. But that's a cool concept. That's kind of a cool idea. Next thing I think in terms of this, like what to do about it, like section.
It wouldn't be an LLM, it would be machine learning, but whatever. It would be machine learning, and that can already be done.
Live viewership in general when it comes to streaming, like just doesn't really matter. It's like the long form stuff is just more of a way to get content, to do clips these days. Most people follow everything through short form. So if you have heard of a broadcaster like Asmongold, like you've probably seen like some kind of clip of him rather than like watch his live stream. I don't think this will change. I don't think that real brand power comes from like live viewership. And for that matter, I also think that brand power doesn't really come from short form either.
What about desert power?
So I think most of these people on this list are going to be people that we don't care about in 2 years. I like the difference is going to be the people that are creating authentic long form content. Like whatever you think about Asmongold, and I'm not here to pass a value judgment on anyone. I just gotten out of that style of my life. I want to like champion everybody. I want to like be the like at the highest levels for anybody that's actually doing anything. Okay, for the most part. So from a pure marketing perspective, you look at a creator like Asmongold, and this dude is like consistently hitting 7 to 8 long form 20-minute videos every single day.
The real question.
Plus, he's part of
the real question is if this will translate to more Kick people. Like, we haven't gotten anybody really coming over, like, who just comes into streams and says, hey, I'm new, I found you on Kick. That's like something I haven't had happen once, ever. So it'll be interesting to see if that is ever the case. If that's ever the case, then that's good. That's good for us. It's good for everybody. Because that's what the goal is with Kick, is like get people to come watch, to go gamble. So, if that happens, that helps everybody. That's good for everybody. Finally. All right.
clipping system. Okay, so like in terms of brand authenticity, like we're gonna be hearing from Asmongold. He's right here, by the way. He's got the 66 clippers, 2,000 videos, and 70 million views, which I think a lot of those views are just his own views on his long form content. But yeah, like
I only have one view. Make America great again.
Like this, who have set up like
he has 70 million views. I only have one view. Make America great again
for a long period of time. And I think Asmongold, like I mean, from a marketing standpoint, I think he's one of the most impressive people out there. Like he's really understands the system, or his team does. I think he's a smart guy though.
There's a wow
he knows,
god.
Like, not only how to address different topics and communicate them, but he also knows how to create long form content. Like you literally almost can't get through a single day of his content. Like here's a 2-hour one, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Like you'd have to be watching this guy all day, every day to consume everything he posts out in a week. So in a day, excuse me. So this kind of thing is going to last. I think a lot of these sort of like short form videos like are just like going to sort of fizzle out. People are like, okay, like I get it. Like this guy's like kind of the talk of the town. And then you kind of get your
seething over clavicular, dude.
And you peace out. It's kind of over. Okay. For most of these people, I don't think they're going to stick around. For the people that are doing authentic long form strategy and like they are really thinking through their marketing plan and their brand power, and they have like a unique message.
My brand power, dude.
In terms of
the being a decent human being, that's my brand.
I think you've got two perspectives. The first one's going to be the one that I think most people have, which is
did you see the Sam Hyde video? No, dude.
Creators, and it's creating false ecosystems.
Sorry, I didn't watch the latest Sam Hyde video.
I think it's a perfectly fine way of looking at it. Because it is very true that like a content creator that is interesting.
Can't say I did actually.
But by like the subjective definition that most people would look at them and think about it, like oh, that person is interesting, right? Will just get blown out by the massive trumpet that is 60,000 clips from a totally uninteresting person, or 10,000 or whatever the number is. Whoever the
uninteresting.
Is, right?
Why is Bro the hater?
And that influencer, by virtue of the fact that they have a paid
Why is Bro
system
such a hater,
them,
dude?
That is generating all this media, will just get propelled to the top of the algorithm in all the ways that we explained in this video. And astroturfing is a term
loyal
that means,
to
like,
AF?
you're just kind of creating like
dude,
a
I'm
false
America
campaign
last,
that's like
bro.
not really real.
What made you think I was loyal to AF? My channel, my show is literally called America Last. Why would you think I'm loyal to America First, dude? I'm strictly America Last. I'm like only person I'm loyal to, Sneeko.
We are worse for this speed.
And also Haas from the ACP, American Communist Party. Haas and Sneeko are my two heroes.
The case, and they're
because they're the only ones smart enough to understand.
And I try to stay out of the personal opinions, but I would lean more towards that direction than I would the next opinion, which is like, well, it's a new age marketing campaign to drive viewers.
If you don't like that, you can hit the bricks. If you don't like that, you can head out.
And
feel free to leave.
Okay, I can see that from the perspective of a marketer.
Feel free to get out of Dodge
this is a
because
superior campaign.
This is a Haas.
Were I at the top of a platform like Kick and making decisions like this, I would probably make the same decisions to market my platform out at the expense of, I guess, the entire content creator ecosystem.
No, Hassan's a sellout.
So, or maybe
Hassan's not true ACP core.
And
he's not true ACP core like Sneeko and Haas. Hassan is a sellout. Okay. And his wealth will be redistributed to all of you when ACP takes over. So powershots.live/Paultown. Let me know what you're going to do with all of Hassan's wealth once the ACP takes over.
But then, here's a really
and
interesting
Neon.
point.
We like Neon too, actually. Neon, I'm not going to say he's secretly a commie, but let's just say bro's too smart not to be secretly a commie.
And this is from Nick Pullum. Props.
Pullum?
One of the only other influencers that uses his full name. NMP. He's a live streamer on Twitch, and he posted something that I just like. I wanted to include this video because I just didn't think about it. I was like, oh, this is actually huge. So he posted this. I'm curious, with all of these clippers and them getting paid to do so, aren't these mini hashtag ads? So he's referring to the FTC guideline that says that if you...
Yeah, that's what I thought. But then also it doesn't matter because guess what? We're FTC is for America, not like China or Russia.
Paid for somebody to do content, that needs to be an ad. Like, you need to disclose that that's an ad. So do they not need to disclose that they're being paid? And that's a federal requirement in the United States of America, but you've got to do it. You might see like those hashtag ads for any kind of like sponsorship stuff. I do. So my job outside of making these videos, and this is just fun, right? my job is to I support brands. I work for brands.
Nick just
and I
mad
build
he's
them
black
big
and
influencer
washed.
campaigns, and I pay influencers to
Nick Paulum, not Nick
talk about
Fuentes.
products or talk about services that these brands have, and we make the brands a lot of money. But we have to put hashtag ad on every single one of those videos that we do because they're sponsored videos, and the FTC guidelines require us to communicate that. So Nick kind of brought up like something I didn't even think about, which is like, why aren't all of these paid clippers required to do that? And the answer is because like we're operating in like a gray hat area of marketing right now where it's this is just not being considered. So this is kind of a big deal, right? Like if the eye of Sauron were to turn on this, and like you know what's interesting is like, I mean, like Trump just did an ad with the UFC, and the UFC is sponsored by steak. So like, at what point does the government like kind of be like, is this, what are we doing here? Right. And you know, at the point where somebody might like,
No, this is a good video.
This or something, like it could get
I like
interesting.
this is a good video. Well
Curious
done,
how it's different than let's
Devin
say McDonald's paying me to
Nash.
tweet about their burgers. And I thought about this for a while. Like when I told him thanks, like I'm gonna put this in the video because honestly, like to me, I mean, like you would need somebody to legally sort this out, but to me, that's exactly the same thing. Like you're paying for an ad for your stream because you're quite literally paying a paid clipper. The clipper is getting paid to promote your services, and they're getting paid to do that. I mean,
I
that's
said
like
that.
kind of textbook definition of an ad to me. I think that's
I
the
said that, but it doesn't matter because other people will do it outside of the country.
same thing as a hashtag ad. That
I
would
won
need to
big on steak.com, powerchat.live/Paultown. If you like steak.com, $10, $15, $100, $1,000. Pretend it's a slot machine. Do a $500 roll, $500 spin, see what happens. Maybe you'll win big. Maybe you won't.
be sorted out in court. Like to be very clear, that is not that's not delineated on yet. Like we don't know. But what we do know is that like for influencer based content that is sponsored or content is sponsored by brands directly or things like that, you gotta disclose it. I do that for thousands of influencers every month. So it's interesting. It's just a very interesting thought here that I wanted to include. I think it's a real important point.
It looks like a mix between Patrick Casey and Trent Horn. They put Trent Horn and Patrick Casey had gay sex, and they had a child, a love child. It would be this guy.
Couple of last points that we've got here.
A jacked Chad.
That I think are interesting. Wherever you stand on it, streaming isn't like what it used to be, and content creation is not what it used to be. The ecosystem is different, and it will remain that way, I think, because again, there's no way to police this behavior, like we talked about
boy
earlier.
Craigers.
And live streaming especially is now like a totally rigged game because there is no way to grow. Like you are a 10 viewer, 15 viewer person, and you're not utilizing these strategies.
He's literally a perfect human, dude.
And like, and look, like, hey, I just want to talk to like, there are a lot of small content creators.
Steak gives you a free $1 every day. What do you do with yours? I don't do that. I don't want to play that game. I don't want to dance with the devil there.
Oh, I know. You're not hopeless, okay? Like you could go get a couple of your friends together. You could go get 2 or 3 people, and you could go make some clips, post them on different platforms on different accounts, and see how they do. Will you get 2 billion views, and will you be clavicular? No, but will you meaningfully increase the amount of viewership and exposure you have relative to your own work that you put in? Yes, you will do that, right? So I don't want anybody to lose hope because you could definitely boost yourself by doing like some miniaturized version of this, but certainly like in terms of like if you want to go up there and be like the top percentage of people, it is a rigged game now. And content creation in general, like across like a lot of social media platforms, is going this way because of services like we talked about, these Discord servers and things like that.
They're gonna ruin our instant TikToks, aren't they, dude? None of these platforms have any good content. There's no good content, bro.
However, that
except
makes
for
you feel,
YouTube, because I can easily watch that on stream.
Your right to feel it. For me personally, like, you know, I don't like to get involved these days in this stuff as far as like my personal opinion. 2 reasons for that. 1, I'm out of the game. Like I work for brands, so my interest is in like interesting marketing stuff and
bro used to be a big player. He's out of the game.
2, I just want people to make their own decisions. I don't like the idea of like me influencing your opinion or anything like that. But if you must know like where I kind of stand on it, obviously I'm like the old man, like shaking his fist at the clouds. Like, do you remember when people were actually interesting? And like, I feel a little bit of that. But I also acknowledge like, this is the ecosystem that we're in. I'm just glad that I could be here and post videos like this because this took a lot of research to do. This took me several weeks to figure out, exactly how this functions and get all these individual data points right to be able to share it with you. And I hope this video and this deep dive quite literally was as interesting for you as it was for me making it, because ultimately I just love marketing and how this stuff works. If it was interesting, hey,
Paul Town viewer 774678 sent $5.
Thank you.
We ain't make a fast thing, cause I, 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 we ain't make a fast, we ain't make, we ain't make, that's a fun, I'm gonna make, hey, tell me my thing, tell me my,
Thank you. I appreciate it. Paul Town viewer. Good dono. Very good dono.
like go check out the Patreon, throw $5 at it, go check out my other videos and stuff like that. Otherwise, just enjoy the stuff free on YouTube. Whatever you got to do, whatever you want to do, I appreciate.
Why not you? Arkansas anti-Sharia bill. Let's just rewatch. I want to. That was such good content. We should rewatch it again from the beginning. Can you put the donos on screen? I forget how to do that. We can't do that anymore, dude. It's like going to the moon. That sort of stuff, that's like going to the moon. Where technology, we used to have the technology for it, but we don't anymore. We've lost the technology for it. PowerChat.live /me